Temperatures in Montana have been in the negative 30s the past week. We don't mind it so much, but the RV does not love it.
The snow is here.
I'm gonna be honest, it's not pretty.
This week, while I tried to stay inside, Buzz was busy working on the camp renovation. And then Montana froze.
More winter in Montana problems.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.
Just got a care package from Betsy's folks back in Ohio, so we're just gonna open some things up and see what's going on.
Michelle wrote my name.
Nice.
Wow. It's from the Amazon. Aww. Merry Christmas. Is it purposely taped together? I love it. So happy about the cheese grater. Thank you.
This just says B on it, so that could be Betsy logos.
Billings.
It's a garlic press. This is for me.
Yes. It's for both of us. Oh, I'm gonna press garlic with this tonight.
Oh, yeah. Oh, a squeezing saw. Sick.
Oh my god, my dad got you something you don't
dope.
have?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
This is really sick. Thank you, Tom. That's awesome. The snow is here. We are looking at negative 30 in a couple of days. So I need to get some heat going under the trailer and make sure we don't have anything bust or freeze. Worst case scenario, we will drain everything and we will go back to basically dry camping. So that's what we do in the vans and stuff anyway. So we'll just go back to our 6-gallon water tank and a couple of water jugs and just start going back to dry camping. This cold snap should only last about a week, and then it'll be a little bit better. But these negative 30 temperatures, you know, this is our first experience of something like this. So we're just gonna try a couple things and been asking around people in the forums and that kind of stuff. People that live here, what they do, and this is their, you know, this is what they recommend doing. So we're never going to pretend we have all the answers. We're not too big to ask for help and ask, you know, when we don't know something, you know, we ask somebody with experience. All right, we secured the last upright ceramic heater that the hardware store had. So now I'm going to run over here to the local lumber yard. I need to see if they have the 5/8 18 gauge brad nails for my 18 gauge nailer. Well, strike 3. I heard a train come. I think we should go over here and take a look. We're gonna head back to the camper. We're gonna plug in this heater and get it going. We're gonna jump back into the laundry room and keep going on that. Okay, so we got the heater under the camper and running. I am now gonna head back over and finally get to work. Okay, back in the laundry. So actually this is the heater that I bought. It's this a little ceramic unit right there. I like that it's short, it's got good clearance for the bottom of my camper, and like I said, they run these things day and night, and this building is well insulated, but it still keeps it at a decent, you know, 60 degrees in here. So right now I'm working on closing in all of this, because just like we've said before, all the utilities, everything has to be closed in. So I need to make a lid up there, and I need to kind of close in all these little gaps. That vending machine is actually going to be moved over here, because that vending machine is just going to be soaps, detergents, all the consumables for the actual laundry room itself. And then over here, this is the solution I came up with for this. This just needs to be all closed in. You shouldn't be able to see all that stuff. So we just got some hinges and a 1x12. I cut it down to size, rolled the edges with a 1/4 inch round over bit, and then put this little hook system right here. So then that stays up like that. And it comes out pretty easy. So that closes everything in. So that's the same concept that I have to do over here. All right, I think we're about to call it a day for today. I did end up getting around to closing all of this in, and then I went ahead and made some little access hatches up here, just in case they need to get down in there to check fittings or if anything needs worked on. There's another one over here. So it's all just made out of the scraps that we had laying around. I just had some of those 4-inch hinges. They're just door hinges laying around. But that's the kind of aesthetic they are liking here. We have the exposed black hinges over there. So the exposed black hinges over here just makes sense. So that's kind of closing everything in. Went ahead and just ripped down some cedar just to kind of finish off the edges so you're not looking at the edges of rough 2x4s. I think I'm gonna clean up and go get warm because temperature is dropping to 16 degrees and it's supposed to get down to 1 tonight. So before we do that, I'll take you over into the main store, which is where we're moving to next. All right, give you a little perspective on that laundry room. This is the old laundry room. Now it's obviously my salt station room for the time being. But this is where we'll be cutting everything. We demoed and took all this stuff out of here. All the washers were on that side, the dryers were over here. And this is gonna be the new office for John and Christy who own the place. And then this is the actual store. So this is the office now. So we've already got the holes drilled because we found out this whole section of the building was never insulated when they built it. So it's literally just the clapboard siding, studs, and then just 1/4 inch paneling. So trying to maintain any sort of temperature in this room, in this store, has just been a nightmare for them. So all the exterior walls have 4-inch holes drilled out in it. And we're gonna get a cellulose insulation blower. So we will start on the bottom cavity, we'll shove the hose in, we'll fill it up to that cavity, and then we'll go to the top of the cavity and we'll fill it up from the middle to the top. That way you make sure you get a really nice dense packing. So all the exterior walls are gonna get that. So yeah, all of this will just become more store space. And then the new reception desk is gonna go right here. So all of this is gonna get broke down and repurposed to right here. And then their offices will be in that back room I just showed you. But this room is the existing store room right now. As you see, there's still product and stuff out here. But we went ahead and pulled everything away from the walls, and all the exterior walls in here as well have the holes and stuff drilled in for insulation. Now we're not worrying about insulating interior walls because the only reason to really do that is just for sound dampening, and that's just not something they're worried about here. But we need to do this because all this wall space in here is all going to be cedar as well. So we have all that, and then this is the existing game room. And we got really lucky when we drilled a couple holes. We found out that this was actually an addition to the main building, and when they built this, they did insulate. So this room is actually just going to get drywall, taped, mudded, and painted. So there's a lot of work to be done here. We've already started demoing and kind of getting things ready. We're supposed to get the insulation this week and the machine this week. It's a pretty fun little project. It's going to be another probably month working in here, just getting everything finalized and finished. So it's going to be fun. What a day so far. So we are pretty much at a halt in the laundry room. The water froze last night, so the laundry room is going to be shut down for the next few days. How he's got everything worked out here is the main facility and the bathrooms with the showers and all that stuff are run off the well. But all of the campsites, their actual cabin that the owners live in, and the laundry is all run off of the cistern, which is like, I think it's like an 8,000 gallon tank. When the guys put in the plumbing underground, they either didn't go low enough or they didn't insulate the line or something, so We're gonna have to end up digging all that up and looking and seeing what we can do, because obviously you can't have the laundry facility down in the campground. So, but I'm not dealing with that today because I am in insulation hell. Just give you an idea what we're dealing with here. It is an absolute mess. So we have this one wall done, we have that wall back there to do, and then these two walls here, and then the walls back in my cut station area. So that's gonna be my day today. At least it's making him smile.
This is where our cat litter goes. And this is how they get in.
Alrighty, good morning. Welcome back. So pretty rough start to a Friday here. So this is the first year that the new owners are keeping this KOA open year round. So they are just kind of learning how all this goes and finding out that some of the information that they got from the previous owners may or may not be correct about insulation and underground and in the lines and stuff. So basically the whole campground has frozen water. The women's restroom has water running, and that's about the only thing. Everybody's hydrants at their spots are all frozen, and ours included. So we are back to just basically, the dry camping, just like we do in our van. So I have went up to the gas station and got plenty of drinking water, and then we're using excess gallon bottles for potable water for food and the toilet, that kind of stuff. And we have a 6-gallon water tank that we're using as an auxiliary as well. So that's not too bad, but we're also confronting the fact that it's getting down to, with the wind chill, it's down around -40. We have electric and everything still, so we're able to run space heaters, which isn't ideal, but it is going to keep everything warm enough to live in. So for the time being right now, our propane is still working. I went ahead and took one of my thick moving blankets and threw them over the tanks, and then threw the cover back over them just to try to keep that wind and the radiant cold of the cover itself from getting on. So, little visitor. Let's see. It's
Hi.
very cold out here. So,
Wait, you know what's really funny?
what?
Hey Siri, what's the temperature?
It's -10 degrees outside.
It just sounds so much better when it comes from her.
And with the wind chill, it's around -36, I think is what I saw last time. So, I'm in the store today, obviously done with all the installation and stuff, so I have a bunch of cedar here, and I'm getting my layout lines, getting ready to start hanging a bunch of cedar, while the owner runs around and tries to figure out how to get propane working and all that stuff. So it's all just a bunch of stuff that we're learning. What's that?
You drilled the holes that big?
Yeah.
I thought it would be like this or something.
No, the hose
Where are my
is
fingers?
3 inches. The hose is 3 inches, so you got to fill it up from the ground
Oh.
up to that point, and then you go on the top and you fill it up from there to there.
I thought it would look like fire extinguisher.
No, it's just
You
this.
know,
This.
not like a
It's like
rat's
shredded
nest.
paper and denim and all kinds of.
Yeah, no wonder
kinds
like
of shit.
animals love to live in that.
Yeah, well, that's good. It makes great rats and mouse
You know
nests.
me.
So, all right. Well, I'll probably just check in with you in a bit. Okay, I don't know where I was. Betsy took Maple out for a little walk. So, at these temperatures, man, those little puppies' paws, they freeze so quick. I took her out to the dog park last night for like 10 minutes. She ran around for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, and then she just walked over to me and just like picked up her paw and just looked at me. So I had to pick her up and carry her back to the camper. The owner is back, John. He's getting some things figured out, got a heater for the bathroom and all that stuff. So while he's doing all that, I'm just gonna go ahead and get started in here. Got some boards in here, start my layout. So I just need to get my tool belt on, get the saws running, get moving, because even though it's heated in here, it's still pretty cold. Is done. Starting to get dark out there. It's been a long day. I think I'm gonna clean up a little bit and just call it a day.
Buzz has never seen Shrek, something that I found out today that we are remedying immediately, so he's so excited.
True love's first kiss. Like that's ever gonna happen.
So we don't have any water. And I'm trying to do the dishes, and it's just kind of difficult, but I'm making it work. Trying to conserve, getting it done. And here is tonight's meal. It's a Tuscan soup, but I ran out of chicken stock, so I used miso. We're gonna see. I mean, it tastes good. Yeah, I think it'll be great. It is a very cold morning here. Negative 31 degrees. So, we're just staying inside, except to open the vent to cook.
Way too quiet in the house. I'm just wasted on the couch, 'cause I don't wanna feel anything.
We went on a big grocery run right before the cold blast came in, so there was plenty to cook up. Somehow I forgot to buy oat milk, and so I decided I was just gonna try and make my own because we eat a lot of cereal around here, you know? It's not too hard, it's just a few ingredients, mix it up, strain it. Opening the honey was the hardest part. The lid was frozen. Honestly though, I've just been looking for excuses to use my new immersion blender.
I know the hour's getting late. I shouldn't sit here and contemplate.
Yeah, so I ended up switching it to the other attachment, but still the same blender. Love it.
Alright, hello. It's Saturday. Temperature currently is negative 15 with wind chill. It's about negative 30, something like that. More winter in Montana problems. Pretty much all the water is frozen in the park. Nobody's car will start. Got John over there, he's actually got a salamander heater plugged up and blowing heat onto his motor so it will start. Our friend Megan, her truck won't start. Luckily the guys next to me got his pickup to start, and Franny, my van, got started. But Betsy's Jeep is DED. It got down to I think negative 36 or something last night. So our furnace, we ended up turning it down, and we brought in the ceramic space heater to try to compensate a little bit, because what I learned about propane tanks is when the tank gets to negative 44, I guess the gas will get so cold it'll start shrinking, and then it doesn't have enough pressure in the tank to keep feeding the propane through the lines as quick as the furnace is using it, trying to keep up. So basically what's happening is propane is freezing, so and propane doesn't freeze until like negative 300 or something, where it turns back into a liquid. But so we have our furnace turned down pretty low, and then we brought a ceramic space heater in there last night and set it to about 65, and that's actually helping moderate the temperature in there so that the furnace isn't running as hard, so it's not pulling the pressure that it normally does out of the tanks. And luckily our furnace hasn't stopped working or anything, but everyone else's furnace, I guess, froze up on them early this morning. So just another beautiful day. It is actually really pretty, very calm. We're lucky there's no wind out today. Yesterday the wind was whipping and it was absolutely miserable. So not really much going on today. I think we're just gonna hang out in the camper. We've been sitting around. I made some bacon and eggs this morning, and I think we're just gonna be hanging out in the camper, just relaxing, and we're gonna watch some football, and it's just gonna be a hunker down for today and most likely tomorrow. Well, I figure while I'm already up and out and the van's running, might as well go ahead and refill our potable water gallons. So we actually have a good amount of drinking water, and we have our 6-gallon potable water tank that we're using for the toilet. So I just gotta fill these up for doing dishes and washing our hands and cooking and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. All right, 3 gallons potable water filled. We're gonna head back to the camper. Whew, all right. Well, I gotta say, this is kind of crazy. I've been in cold weather before, but I don't think I've ever been in anything like this. This cold is just so rough on machines and animals and livestock and stuff. I mean, it's a hard existence, that's for sure. A couple of new things. Started the van up. It had a little trouble getting started, but she started. It was kind of hard to put it in gear. I drove around the park a couple times and warmed her up. She's been running for about 20 minutes, so she's doing all right now. Something new that I've experienced is, one, the rubber on my tires and the air inside them is so cold, it feels like just driving on just solid rubber tires. The other thing is the way it sat overnight. There's little, your car has flat spots where all the weight of the car is on the bottom of the tire. And I drove around for a little bit this morning and I could feel those flat spots. So the tires themselves are like molding to the actual to the ground as it sits there overnight. It's kind of cold. I'm gonna head back to the camper and get warm.
So it's chilly, -30. It actually doesn't feel as bad today because there's no wind. I don't know if you can see the generating station behind me. Their stack is just flung straight up, so it does feel, I wouldn't say palatable. It's a crisp cold. I'm not wearing a glove either because I just forgot them inside, and it's gonna be a short and sweet video. Let's see where Maple's going. It is so pretty out here though, with a little snow on. Oh my gosh. So my car wouldn't start today, my Jeep. Neither would Megan's truck over there, or John and Christy's truck or car, but the van started. So I actually don't have any gas really, so I probably shouldn't start my car. I'm not going anywhere. I bought a lot of groceries and prepared for a shut-in. I've been working on some embroidery, doing arts and crafts to keep kind of my hands busy while I'm watching shows, so we'll see if anything comes of that. It's just my ADHD task of the week. Hi, doggy. Okay. Another Sunday morning. You know the drill, let's make cinnamon rolls. Cinnamon rolls! Cinnamon rolls. It is so cold. gonna be honest, it's not pretty because we don't have water. So I'm trying to do the dishes just with like as little water as possible. Things stopped working, like the fridge, so we had to plug in a freezer that we have, like this what's this cooler called? An electric cooler. For running heat. Dehumidifier. Yeah, it's definitely messy. It's all the cord management. The air water keeps freezing. It's not much you can do.
Trying not to let the cold temperatures get us too down, I cooked up some Thai red curry. It was a little spicy for me, but I'm trying. At times this week, it felt like the camper was working against us. I'm very grateful for Buzz. He really took care of everything that kind of went wrong with the camper. I just kept us fed. Let me know in the comments if you want the recipe. It was so good. And if you like this video, please press the like button and let us know below.